This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe, and let's get right into the news. And if you want to run ads on the channel, there's only 2 spots left for the discounted price to run ads on the channel. So hit me up at jordantowermedia@gmail.com. The email is below. Okay, let's get right into it. So Hocus Pocus, Hocus 45, okay? Hocus Pocus. He threw his flag down, he said, right? This is a guy who's trolling to get attention. He threw his flag down and he's inspiring other people. He's trying to inspire other people to throw their flags down and stop doing gangs. Okay. And he said, everybody leads by example. Okay, it's a good message. Don't get me wrong. It's a good message to not be part of a gang, right? But I think there's consequences for just leaving a gang, if I'm not correct, okay? But I'm pretty sure there's, like, maybe not for a rapper leaving a gang. Like, if, Quando Rondo throws his flag down, I don't want to be a Crip no more, because they're getting RICO charges and everything. But it's not good to be part of a gang, period, especially with the way the law is today, and especially because it just leads people down a bad path most of the time. Okay? So Styles P got enraged because Adam22 made fun of it, right? And, he says, whoever is black and homeboys with this goofy white boy, Adam22, mocked putting down flags for gang members, he must think y'all girls. Better G-check that him quick, shutting his devil federal mouth when you see black men trying to save black babies. So Styles P says, I usually stay away from this stuff, but he is trying to do represents a different type of evil. Y'all brothers around him better G-check that stuff. Da-da-da. Okay, well, Hocus Pocus does a lot of trolling, Styles P. You're picking the wrong person to back here, I would say. But Wack 100 says, Styles P, first off, nobody tells the West what to do. What we originated. Second off, the clown he's clowning doesn't have the right of rank or respect to dictate nothing. Third, we don't know what G-check is. Adam22, stay your course. Nobody had nothing to say when he was just running around in New York and all the blood projects. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, he was just in New York going around all those projects. Want y'all to start G-checking in Bobby Shmurda. Show us what y'all doing. But never think you can call a dog on what we better do. So Adam says, it was just a joke about some stuff dudes did. Hocus acting like I was dissing him and members in general is pure cloud chasing. You're too smart to be falling for this one, unk. Then Wack 100 responds to that and says, he ain't no damn unk. Hocus ain't no blood no more. I have him verbally saying that. He has a federal RICO, and he thinks doing this helps. Exactly. I forgot about that. Hocus has a RICO on him. That's why he's doing this. Whenever people get in trouble, then they want to throw their flag down. Remember, Quando Rondo got in trouble and he threw his flag down. Listen, Styles, I love Styles, man, but I wouldn't have gotten involved in that. He just saw a clip, but it would need more of high-ranking people saying, hey, don't join a gang. It's not the same as it used to be. It started off as this, and it turned into this. Because it did start off as a good thing. It did. And it turned into something different. Then it turned into different chapters and this. It's like, hey, listen, I'm not an expert on that, okay? Someone from the West Coast, Chicago, they can give you a thing. I'm just going off of what I've heard. And yeah, maybe I was misled on what I heard, but I'm just saying it doesn't seem so great, especially when people are going to jail for the rest of their life from just being affiliated with it. So I guess 21 Savage is Jamaica now. He's in Jamaica, and he says, family! And you see him, he goes to grave sites and everything with Popcorn. What's funny about this, first of all, he is Caribbean descent. I think St. Vincent, I think part of his family's from St. Vincent in the Caribbean. So he is Caribbean. He has Caribbean. But Lotto was just down there. Remember that trip? And she was with Popcorn. And Lotto and 21 Savage are supposed to be together. Maybe he's down there to investigate if Popcorn smashed. Who knows? But Jamaica obviously is a beautiful place, so why not link with Popcorn? Okay, so I don't know why I have a picture of that. That was something I was doing for some mechanical work I had to do. But anyways, okay, so now we got Big Bank. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about this. He talked about he got a phone call from Gunna when Gunna got out, and he says, "Hey man, I know my bro's in there fighting for his life, and I feel bad about everything, in a sense that he's doing bad for his life, but I never would have done anything to hurt him intentionally." And he says he loved him, and Young Thug still loves Gunna. He made that clear, but he just doesn't respect what he did. Right now, let's finish this thing up with this because I want to move on from this Young Thug thing. Tears produced by London on the track, right? He said this happened in March 11th, where he's talking about on this song that he told Unfunk to take the plea deal, right? Because Unfunk took the same plea deal that Gunna did pretty much, right? And Young Thug says, yeah, I couldn't tell everybody on the phone that I told him to take it because it's not, I can't speak to other people that are in trouble with me, co-defendants. But I told him to take the plea deal. Now, mind you, he took the plea deal the same time Gunna did. It's not like this was like, oh, Gunna took it, now you take it. No, it all happened at the same time. Remember, everybody within a week, and he says he took weeks to talk to Unfunk about this, right? But it all happened within a week. 8 members took plea deals. Back to back to back to back to back. Okay? So Young Thug's lying about this. Maybe he told his brother to take a plea deal, but you should have told Gunna to take a plea deal too, because he wasn't involved in the YSL gang. He was involved in the YSL label. There's no reason Gunna should be arrested and put in jail for 3 years of his life because he chose to sign to Young Thug. And Young Thug's like, I made you. You're a record label. You're supposed to boost him up. And all this stuff that he's saying, I never made $1 off of Gunna, is cap. When you have a contract, the money goes to you. So all he's doing is not collecting the money. It's piling up somewhere. He is going to collect it at one point. He would have to take the money and give it to... If he told me, yes, I withdrew the money that was for me and I gave it to Gunna, that's one thing. You can't just say, hey, I forfeit my check and give it to Gunna. That's not what's happening, okay? Young Thug is lying. And when he says that Gunna didn't do anything for his family, he released 3 albums that all charted, okay? They all sold like 100,000 the first week. And he wasn't boosting Gunna's sales then. He's talking about boosting Gunna's sales like in 2021, I think, when he released the album. Which one was that? The one where Pushin' P was on and everything. He wasn't boosting Gunna's sales after that. So I don't know. Black Boy Max tries to weigh in on this, and he should just fall back from this. He's like, speaks on everyone turning their back on Thug after leaked jail calls. It's not just leaked jail calls. He sat down with the cops for 2 hours, something he preaches against. And he was telling them about crimes, and this person does this, and this person does that. Here's my phone number. He was not flirting with the cop, okay? He was actually giving them his phone number. You can contact me anytime. He's like, oh, I was giving it to some flirtatious stuff. Bro, the whole interview with Young Thug is lying. The whole thing he talked about Nut and him and Nut were friends, and this is really a Woody situation, and YFN Lucci wasn't involved and he wasn't involved, is lies. It's pure lies. You know why? If that was the truth, right? He wouldn't have had YSL members spray paint Nut's grave after and post it. He posted this. It said "slat" on the grave 2 years after he died. Okay, let's be real. Okay, Black Boy Max probably doesn't remember that time. I don't know how old Black Boy Max is. Black Boy Max age. Let's see what age he is. I think he's only like 26. He's 22, bro. Okay, so that means that was 10 years. He was 12 years old, right? 12 years old when all that stuff went down. he doesn't remember how things were happening at that time because you're not that tuned in when you're 12 to it's not like back in the day. It's not like back during my time coming up, like the late 90s, when I was, let's see, 12 was mid 90s, right? Tupac and Biggie and all that. Things were slow moving then. Like there was articles. It wasn't the internet. So things you would see MTV interviews and articles, and that was it. So, it's easier to follow. It's not as easy to follow during the social media age. What took 6 months to a year for the Tupac and Biggie thing can happen in one day. Can happen in one day on social media. That's how fast things move. Yeah. So I'll get into Scrappy and everybody talking about it in a minute. Young Thug puts out this post saying, times like these is when loved ones are supposed to look at you, the good you did towards them. He did a lot of good for people. I'm not taking that away. And he did help a lot of people get into better homes, helped people in bad situations. I know a few artists he gave, helped them when they didn't have a house, and helped get their music back on track, Yes, he's done a lot of good. He hasn't done that much bad, but like some of the bad things he's done has ruined people's lives at the same time. So like, does one way outweigh the other? I don't know. Drake's dropping his song with Yeet tonight. That's gonna happen. Stefon Diggs, Cardi B was cheering for Stefon Diggs, like she's in a committed relationship with him. When we all know that Stefon Diggs, she's one of Stefon Diggs's girlfriends. Let's be real about that. And Cardi B is actually playing herself with this. I mean, she's just trying to get Offset mad. So Offset reacts and says trash. Which I agree with him on that because, like, tit for tat doesn't work right now, It's not like you're going to get married to Stefon Diggs. He's dealing with, like, probably 10, 20 females right now. So then we got Scrappy weighing in on this Young Thug thing. Let's hear what he has to say. Now, does anybody look at Scrappy like a street dude? No, his mom was definitely in the streets. But was Scrappy in the streets? Absolutely not. Okay, like maybe he did a couple things here and there and he hung out, but he's not a street dude. Nobody looked at him like the realest street dude in Atlanta. Let's be real, okay? But he's not a sucker either. Let's get that clear too.
Lame as everybody snitching comments. Ain't nobody from the street. I can tell none of y'all have really lived a street life or a gangster life. Y'all come from the other side where they look and see what's going on and they want to really be in it, but they know better, but they always have opinions. But they know better. They know they can't go there. They know they wouldn't make it. Even I don't care how you look. Cause it's some hood looking ass lame that ain't even never seen the street. Ain't never been to. I'm telling you, I be looking at. I be like, bro, do you understand, nigga? A nigga like me that had to go through what I went through in the living difficulties I grew up in, and you wanna be that? You wanna be that? Like, that's why I don't talk about that shit for real, because I was scared. That shit scared the shit out of me every day. You know what I'm saying? Every day, mama selling, pimping, lame ass, everybody snitching. I ain't fucking with it. Like, for a long time, like, I fought, and I did my little street shit when it was time to do street.
I totally respect that. He's saying, I saw it growing up, and I didn't really want to get too much. I wanted to get away from that as much as possible. I do agree with that.
Shit, like not.
And I can't relate to that. I'm just saying, like, I didn't have to grow up though. I grew up in the city, so it's like you see a lot of stuff, and I was always like, oh, that's not my kind of life, And I grew up in a nice neighborhood, but like the bad neighborhood's right across the street, So it's like you see it, but it's like. And you have friends that live in the projects and stuff, but it's like, man, you some people are drawn to that stuff and some people aren't. Some people look at it and be like, whoa, that's definitely not the life for me, because like you got to start shooting people and protecting this territory that you don't even own, and then you end up in jail. You lose You have to go to jail, bro? Nah.
Just because that shit is exciting. That shit ain't exciting worth shit. That shit is scary. Your adrenaline be rushing like nigga, you thinking you finna die. Nigga, like, who wanna go through that shit every day? Y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Motherfuckers is crazy. Ain't even cut from the cloth of a street, and you wanna bathe in the street. You know what I'm saying? You ain't even cut from a nigga from the street, and you wanna bathe in it. Like, you wanna bathe, man. That shit is like, I be wanting to be so far from that shit. For real. I be wanting to be so far from it. I want God to tuck me in every day and night. Like, I mean, you can, not nothing, but you can let it off. You can get off on that shit. Nigga, go to the army. That we need y'all niggas. We need y'all niggas in the army.
True.
And at the end of the day, you don't know how to deal with the street. You don't know how to deal with the street, bro. Like, it baffles me as many people that, you know, be in the music industry and stuff like that. You have to go to these places where ain't nothing but gangsters at. I be trying to figure out how you make it the fuck out of there alive. Cause I'm sure they gonna want to try you or something like that. Cause like you green, you don't know shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy, but like y'all is tripping. You know what I mean? Everybody want to be a big gangster. Everybody want to be a big gangster, man. Time to give it up.
Yeah, he's right. That's a good message. Okay. This is my first time listening to it, so yeah, it is a good message. It's positive. Young Thug's posting people that take his side, right? Yes, Young Thug is hurt because Gunna turned. You know, he feels like Gunna turned on him, right? But really, if he reached out to Gunna, they would be fine right now. You know, he chose to go against him, but your brother turned on you then. If he took the same plea deal, you know that Young Thug's logic. I mean, Young Thug contradicts himself a lot. Like he even in the same interview was like, the happiest moment of my life was. Let me see if I can play it. He said the happiest moment of my life was moving into a house and a bus would pick me up every day. And then he says, I never took the bus. My dad always drove me to school.
Like houses. Like I'm waking up, get on the school bus in front of my house instead of the park. It was right across the street from the project though. But so it's just like, you know, but
a few moments later,
it's me playing foot. My dad had like moving me away. Like I ain't never rode the school bus, but my dad took me to school every day. I had a real.
It's like, what? And then Glorilla puts up a picture of her saying Brianna, because that's what Thug was says. Rihanna, she's more like Brianna. And then Thug put hearts below it. Anyways, this is about it. That's a good way to start the day. I appreciate you all, and I will check you later on today. If you want to run ads on the channel, it's only 2 spots left for the discounted rate. And then I'm going right back to normal rate. So take advantage, okay? Got a couple more days, and then I'm just going back to normal rates for ads. And really, I don't even take ads most of the time, to be honest with you. I deny a lot of ads. But I'm open to it for like another week, I'd say. So reach out to me now. jordantowermedia@gmail.com. It's only a couple $100. I'm making it very affordable for people. It's not expensive. Okay, and you reach more people than you would doing regular ads through like Facebook or something else. You reach people that are actually going to engage with your stuff. So if you're doing something and you're not investing in yourself, I don't get it. I mean, you have to advertise. I have to advertise. I have to spend money on advertising. You got to spend money on advertising. Invest in yourself. Even the investment doesn't immediately pay off, it puts in people's minds so the next investment. You know what I mean? Like, it pays off in the long run. Trust me. All right? jordantowermedia@gmail.com. Peace.